So if you clicked on this video thinking, what the hell is this? If you grew up either in the 90s or if you've seen a movie called Small Soldiers, you kind of get the idea that's going on here. But we're going to be looking at a game called Hypercharged Unboxed, where you play as a toy soldier and you're defending the hypercores from the enemy toys. So sit tight in this review and let's go ahead and jump right into it. You know how much I love that Nintendo Switch! What's going on, Switch fam? It is your boy QKG, and today we're going to talk about Hypercharged Unboxed for Nintendo Switch. And I already know, why is a grown man playing a toy shooter? Let's just go ahead and just break this game down, because this game, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I was actually ready to give it the worst possible review because there were just so many things I didn't like about it. There's so many different dated controls or mechanics in the game that just don't tickle my fancy. But even in this game, it may have those outdated mechanics, but there's just some things the game does that is just really good. And one thing is actually the optimization, because this is actually a port. So the game runs a smooth 30 FPS only until things get super hectic. And I have noticed that there's been quite a few different frame dips here and there, but anything unplayable, no, not at all, but definitely noticeable. So since the game is toy themed, your maps are going to be a little different. Your maps are not going to be your standard battlefields and, you know, wastelands and whatnot. You're going to be fighting in kitchens. You're going to be fighting in toilets. There's literally a map called number 2 that is the bathroom. So you're going to be fighting in these everyday household areas, and it's literally like a kid just set up shop, just dumped all his toys out, and the game just has a certain charm about it. Like, I mean, dude, I seen freaking Beyblades coming at me, man. I seen some of these, like, Rock'em Sock'em robots, and I've seen, like, some of these weird little blobby things. It's just so many different toys that I either recognize or things that I've seen that are pretty good to see. So the guns in the game, I will have to be honest with you, when it comes down to aesthetic look, they're pretty much your standard stereotypical toy looking gun, but at the exact same time, you actually have all of the weapon upgrades are actually available within a certain map. So if you actually want to turn your base blaster into a shotgun, into a machine gun, or if you want to turn it into a freaking laser, you have those options. All you have to do is just jump around the map, pick up your upgrades, and then certain upgrades like scopes, even though you can't look down the scope, they'll give you accuracy boost, or just certain different attachments that are going to boost your gun. I would like to see some more game modes, which is pretty good because we actually have a DLC roadmap that the devs actually put out, not only on like Twitter, but they even put it out on their own channel on the eShop as well too. So you're able to actually see, when you go to the news section, you can actually see what they have planned out. So when it comes to overall just support, unlike those other games that I've played in the past, where I'm just hoping, I'm looking at certain clues, hoping that we're going to get some more content, but this game actually lays it out for you and say, hey, this is what we're going to do for the Nintendo Switch, because we actually want to be able to show, you know, just some support. Hey, if it comes to any other platform, hey, by all means, bring it on. When it comes to support, the dev teams, they have a clear understanding of what the Switch community wants, because a lot of the games, especially ports that come over, some you can get that payday treatment, and some you actually get some blood, sweat, and tears in there. QKG scale, of course, we never go by numbers, we go by phrases, so we're going to start off at the bottom. Well, what happened if the game is absolute buns? Then we move up to a meh if I just didn't like the game, a needs work, a decent, and a fuego if the game is absolute fire. This is just me. I gotta give it a fuego and needs work, mainly just because I'm having a lot of fun with the game. It's really enjoyable, but there's just a little bit of things that I wish were in the game. Number one, maybe just some bigger maps, but at the same time, I really can't say bigger maps because there's so much leeway that you have and so much mobility with the characters being so small and actually being in a very, very huge environment. It sometimes feels small, but it also is not at the exact same time. It's a really weird scenario. And overall, even though a lot of the gameplay mechanics were a little dated, like not having the reload animation, which I can kind of get over that, because you're shooting pellets, to reload pellets, it would look a little funny. So with everything else, even the controls, the mechanics in mind, I just wish the game had a little bit of more multiplayer love, with, even though with that DLC roadmap looking really good, and actually showing that they do plan on giving some love to that multiplayer. But I'm hoping that even further down the line, they're looking into different things like possibly adding bots into the game too, because matchmaking has been a little difficult right now, and sometimes certain waves, if you do co-op or even if you just want to play and practice killing different enemies with the PvP, it gives you some options so you can practice, or sometimes you might need help in those co-op missions because sometimes it gets a little hectic. By the way, this game is not that expensive. The game is literally 20 bucks, so it's a mad affordable game, and especially if you're somebody that saves up gold points, I mean, this could be one of those budget purchases for you. So the game is definitely very affordable. Overall, that is my overall thoughts on Hypercharged Unboxed for the Nintendo Switch. I've been really enjoying this game. Dark Very, I know you had your eyes on this game for a minute and kept me very informed, which I definitely appreciate and actually helped me make the purchase on this game. Well, thank you guys for tuning into this review, and as always, leave them comments down below if there's any games you want me to review next, and I would love to thank you guys for tuning in. This is your boy QKG, and peace out.